Let's starts now. The Predator's arrival. The Three Monarchs. Scene 1. The silence of Tokyo. The victory in Japan feels hollow. Sung Jin-Woo stands in the middle of a deserted Shinjuku intersection. The giants are gone, but the city is a skeleton of steel and glass. The thousands of people who bowed to him are now being evacuated by the Korean and Japanese associations. Jin-Woo looks at his hands. They are stained with the blue blood of the sovereign of beginnings. System notification, level 107 reached. Status, all wounds healed. Mana restored. It's too quiet, Jin-Woo says to the empty air. Beside him, Baru emerges from the shadows, his antennae twitching violently. My liege, the air, it has turned sour. The stench of the higher beings is everywhere. They are not in the gates. They are here. Jin-Woo closes his eyes and expands his sensory range. Usually, he can feel the life force of every human in a 10-mile radius. But now, he feels 3 voids. 3 spots on the map where there is no life, only an infinite, crushing hunger. Scene 2, the Frost Monarch's greeting. In a small park, 5 miles away, the trees suddenly turn to white glass. The grass snaps like crackers under a thin layer of permafrost. A man in a white robe, with skin the color of a frozen lake, walks through the park. This is the Monarch of Frost. He stops in front of a fountain, and the water instantly freezes into a jagged sculpture of ice. The vessel is stronger than we anticipated, the Frost Monarch says, his breath coming out as a cloud of crystalline shards. He killed Rhea while he was still chained. If he masters the Black Heart, our window of opportunity closes forever. Behind him, a shadow detaches itself from a tree. A massive, hairy figure with claws that scrape the pavement emerges. This is the Monarch of Beasts. Then we stop talking and start hunting. The Beast Monarch growls, his voice sounding like a rock slide. I can smell his blood from here. It smells like the old Shadow Monarch, but with a hint of mortality. It's disgusting. Scene 3, the Plague's Whisper. While the 2 male monarchs plan their assault, the 3rd member of their trio is busy elsewhere. In a subway tunnel beneath Tokyo, a woman with long, dark hair and emerald eyes walks through the shadows. She is the monarch of plagues, Querehsha. Everywhere she steps, small insects, cockroaches, spiders, flies, swarm by the millions, carpeting the floor in a buzzing, clicking mass. She finds a group of survivors hiding in a maintenance room. They look at her with hope, thinking she is a rescuer. Oh, you poor things, Querehsha coos, her voice echoing with the sound of 1,000 wings. You're so full of life. My children are very, very hungry. She raises her hand, and the insects surge forward. The screams are cut short as the Monarch of Plagues smiles, her eyes glowing a toxic yellow. The Shadow Monarch loves humans, doesn't he? Let's see how many he can save before we tear his heart out. Scene 4. The Strategy of the Hunter. Jin-Woo is back at his temporary headquarters in a luxury hotel that still has power. He is looking at a map of Tokyo. 3 locations are marked in red. They're splitting up, Jin-Woo tells Yu, Jin-Ho, and Chairman Go Gun-hee via satellite phone. Who is splitting up, Jin-Woo? Go Gun-hee asks, sounding terrified. The ones who sent the giants. They're here to finish the job. If I stay in the city, the collateral damage will be millions. I have to lure them to a dead zone. But you're one man, Jin-Ho cries. We can call the American Hunters. We can call Thomas Andre. Thomas Andre wouldn't last 10 seconds against these things, Jin-Woo says coldly. This isn't a hunter raid. This is a war between sovereigns. If anyone else gets involved, they're just extra bodies for the body count. Jin-Woo summons Kaisel. He leaps onto the dragon's back. Baru, take the shadow ants and protect the evacuation points. Agriz, Tusk, you're with me. We're going to the mountains. Scene 5. The Frozen Mountain. Jin-Woo arrives at the base of Mount Fuji. The area has been completely cleared of civilians. The air is freezing, but not because of the altitude. As Kaisel lands, the dragon whimpers. It senses the predator. Go back to the shadow. Kaisel, Jin-Woo says, patting the dragon's snout. Jin-Woo stands alone in the snow. He draws his daggers. I know you're here. Stop hiding behind the wind. The snow swells, and the Monarch of Frost appears 50 feet away. You have courage, human, or perhaps you are simply too ignorant to know when to run. I stopped running a long time ago, Jin-Woo replies. The Shadow Monarch was a coward, the Frost Monarch says, his eyes narrowing. He hid in the darkness while we fought the rulers, and now he chooses a human as his successor? It's an insult to our kind. Scene 6, the first strike. The Frost Monarch raises his hand, and 10,000 ice spears materialize in the air. With a flick of his wrist, they launch at Jin-Woo. Jin-Woo uses ruler's authority to create a kinetic shield, but the ice spears are infused with sovereign mana. They pierce through his shield like it's paper. Jin-Woo has to move. He uses Godspeed, becoming a blur of purple light. He weaves through the spears, the ice grazing his skin and instantly freezing his blood. He reaches the Frost Monarch and swings his dagger. Clang! The Frost Monarch didn't move. He simply grew a sword of ice from his forearm. The two blades clash, and the shockwave shatters the trees for a mile. "You're fast," the Frost Monarch admits. "But I am the cold that slows all things." Suddenly, Jin-Woo feels a presence behind him. The Monarch of Beasts has arrived. Scene 7, the Beast's ambush. Without a word, the Beast Monarch slams his massive fist into Jin-Woo's back. Jin-Woo is sent flying through 3 stone ridges. He coughs up blood. His health bar drops by 30% in a single hit. Warning, health is low, activating will to survive. Jin-Woo stands up, his eyes burning. He summons a Grizz and Iron. "A Grizz, take the Frost one. Iron, hold the beast." The shadows emerge. A Grizz clashes with the Frost Monarch in a dance of blades, while Iron tries to tank the Beast Monarch's brutal swings. But it's clear the shadows are outclassed. These are Monarchs, the beings who created the Shadow Army's original forms. "Your shadows are traitors!" The Beast Monarch roars, ripping Iron's arm off with his teeth. "They serve a human? I will grind their cores into dust!" Scene 8, the arrival of the plagues. Just as Jin-Woo prepares to jump back into the fight, the ground beneath him begins to move. Millions of black beetles erupt from the soil, climbing up Jin-Woo's legs. They aren't just biting, they are injecting a necrotic poison. Warning, you have been poisoned by the breath of the hive. Status, strength decreased by 20%. Agility decreased by 20%. Querehsha walks out of the forest, laughing. 2 against 1 was unfair. 3 against 1, that's a banquet. Jin-Woo is surrounded. The Frost Monarch in front, the Beast Monarch behind, and the Monarch of Plagues beneath. He is trapped in a triangle of death. Is this it? The Frost Monarch asks, walking closer. Is this the end of the Shadow Monarch's legacy? Killed in the dirt by his peers? Scene 9, the power of the Black Heart. Jin-Woo looks at the ground. He can feel the poison spreading. He can feel his mana leaking out. But then he hears it. Thump, thump, thump. The Black Heart isn't just a battery, it's a gate. "You keep calling me a vessel," Jin-Woo says, his voice dropping an octave, sounding more like the ancient Ashborn. "You keep saying I'm just a human." The mana around Jin-Woo begins to turn from purple to a deep, abyssal black. The beetles on his legs suddenly scream and dissolve into ash. "If I'm just a human," Jin-Woo says, looking up, his eyes now glowing with a terrifying, cold light, "then why are you all so afraid of me?" He activates Monarch's domain. The entire mountain is covered in a shadow so dark it swallows the moonlight. Every shadow soldier Jin-Woo has, thousands of them, emerge at once, not just as soldiers, but as reinforced warriors, shadow soldiers. All stats increase by 50% due to the true shadow's presence. Scene 10, the true form. Jin-Woo doesn't use his daggers. He raises his hand, and the shadows around him form a massive, ethereal suit of armor. He grows in size until he is standing as tall as the trees. This is the partial manifestation of the Shadow Monarch. The Frost Monarch's face pales. He's forcing the fusion! He hasn't even finished the quest! "I don't need a quest to kill you," Jin-Woo says, his voice echoing through the entire mountain range. He lunges at the Frost Monarch, his hand closing around the Sovereign's throat. Jin-Woo holding the Frost Monarch off the ground, the black mana from his hand freezing the ice itself. The Beast Monarch and Querehsha charge at him from both sides. The screen cuts to black as the sound of a massive explosion rocks the Earth, and the system says, Final Evolution, 85%, 90%, end of Episode 4.